Today we're going to review the Ötzi Knife by Condor. Hey, this is Wolf from Barefoot Bushcraft, and as always, I'm so grateful that you chose to tune in to this video. Today we're going to do a review of the Ötzi Condor. So this little knife is made in El Salvador. I'm not a very big guy, and you can see it's not very big. I will put all of the specifics to the knife right there so you can see them. As you can see, its length, the blade length. I'm going to guess it's a stick tang by looking at it, and it is made of 1095 high carbon steel. Now, don't confuse that with the proprietary K-bar blend of their 1095 Crowvan steel. That's a little bit different, but this knife is 1095 high carbon steel. It's got a whole bunch of cool little features. One of the things that sets this apart from all the other knives out there is the actual blade itself, and you can see it's got this little texture on it. So what this is supposed to do is to be a kind of a modern day takeoff on the original Ötzi knife from Ötzi the Iceman. Now I will put a picture of the original Ötzi knife there, and when I kind of hold this over like that, you can see it sort of kind of resembles it. Now Ötzi's knife was made with an ash handle. These ones are made of hickory, and Ötzi's knife, of course, was flint or chert. It was not steel, so this is 1095 steel, as I'd said. So a few differences there. I don't think they kind of look at all the same, maybe sort of inspired by, but that's just my personal opinion. So it comes with a cute little neck holder right there, and that knife can just go right in like that. Has the little Condor logo on it. It says made in El Salvador. It just says El Salvador written on the back. Now it doesn't come with this necklace. This one I built myself, but it does come with a little neck knife, like a woven neck knife piece. I really don't dislike unboxing videos, so what I have done is I wanted to use this for a little while before I step in front of the camera and tell you how great the knife is when I pulled it out of the box and be like, oh, look, it's sharp. So I wanted to use it first. And part of that was just to create a new piece for it. But anyway, it's not designed as a huge mega batoning knife. It's little, right? Like I said, it's only my hand size. It's designed just as a little tool. Now, there's a few features I do like. Obviously, I'm guessing stick tang, although their website and ChatGPT, I couldn't find any data on it. But look at this, it's got this little wire wrap. So the original Ötzi knife was made from some kind of sinew or something like that. So they've used a little metal wrap. It's really well on there. I expected it to loosen over the last couple of months of having this, and it did not. So that's kind of neat. It has another little feature that is not really publicized on their website, but they make a sister knife to the Ötzi called the Cave Lore. And there it is there, and you can see they're almost identical. Just the Ötzi's a little smaller than the Cave Lore, but they're identical, the same style of handle, the same kind of thing. There's more reviews about this guy on our channel if you look up the Cave Lore. This is the Condor Cave Lore. But anyways, on with the Ötzi. So it is the Scandi grind, or Scandinavian style grind, which means it has a single edge from the edge of the blade all the way up, 12 to 15 degrees, right? So the next thing to do is we'll actually do some work with this. A knife is no good if it doesn't cut. I've got some scrap material here, so let's cut it. If it can't cut this, then obviously this knife is no good. So, but it cuts. There we go. Cuts that like it's, well, like a piece of rope. Cuts through it. So this here's a piece of ash. All of this wood is ash. The reason I chose it is, number one, in the area where this is being filmed, it's very abundant. It's very easy to get ash wood. The second, it's a hardwood. So if it cuts nicely through hardwood, it is going to cut nicely through pine and some of the softer woods. You can also tell it's hardwood by that sound. Sounds kind of like glass, right? That tink sound. All right, so we have an edge. We're going to use this exactly for what it was designed to do, and that is just to take pieces of wood off. Right, we can make this all feather sticky, so let's do that. So again, I'm going to find my edge and push, and you can see it makes beautiful, beautiful little tiny feather sticks. That's exactly what we want this to do. Look, I mean, what else are you going to ask a knife to do, right? In bushcraft, all bushcraft knives are basically woodworking knives, right? So there's your feather stick. Very nice. Does a really, really, really nice job of those. Right, as you can see, the feather sticks are really small and curly, which tells me that the blade is really sharp. Now, I've used the knife for a bunch of different tasks over the last few weeks, right? and it makes that rounded. So it's a cute little knife. It's very small. It's very unassuming. Now, the one thing I really like about a small blade is it fits in your hand really well. I almost find this for my hand, and I don't consider myself to have very large hands. It's a little small because it only goes to basically like that, right? So it doesn't fit in my entire hand, so I have to usually use it like this. But if all I'm doing is doing simple, quite quick, fast tasks, like I need a knife to cut some rope, like this rope right here, or I just need to round off the edge of a piece of wood, I mean, what else can you ask for? And like I said, if I have a bigger task for this knife, right, all I can do is I can grab my big Kevlar out of its side sheath like this, and now I have the identical knife that's a lot larger. Like I said, what attracted me to this is I love these little divots in the blade. Like, that's a really unique thing, not something that you see in a production blade. So there's lots and lots of different knives, tens of thousands of styles and brands and everything else, but you don't often see that. A couple of challenges that I can see with this little blade, other than, like I say, I'm certainly not a big guy, and I can see that doesn't fit in my hand. So if you have a very, very large hand, you are going to find that it's not going to fit very well, right, in your hand. This has stayed on. However, they've put these on, have done a really, really good job. The wood is not treated at all. It's all bare wood. So if you leave it this way, it's going to weather, it's going to darken, it's going to change color, right? And again, their website tells us that this is hickory wood, not ash, like the original Ötzi knife, which is also okay. But it's a good blade. I really love it. There's a whole bunch of different reviews on this. It says El Salvador written right there on the blade. You can, if that camera picks that up. But it's a nice piece. Like I say, it does exactly what it's designed to do. It's tiny, it will cut, and it's a very unusual piece, and that's why I grabbed this over some of the competitors. You know, there's like the BK2, the more Eldridge, which I don't have to demo because we're not talking about those, but that's what it's designed for, is a little knife to wrap around your neck and be there when you need to cut something really quickly. It seems to have held up. I have no problems with it. It may rust over time in these little divots if I don't care for them. So again, you know, with it being carbon steel, you probably want to consider putting some oils on it once in a while if you're going to store it for a long period of time. If you're caught out in a rainstorm or whatever, you're definitely going to oil that guy up. Otherwise, you're going to have a challenge with that. It should make the fire steel or the ferro rod work. It's not exactly 90 degrees on the spine. I guess I could do that with it. So let's give that a try and see what kind of spark it throws. Again, you're going to use the back spine if you're not familiar how to do this, and just push. It's supposed to be carbon steel. There you go. Look at that. Started that right away with that. So it got lots of good spark off that. So that's fantastic, and a little bit of a fire going there. Wonderful. So there's a review of the Ötzi neck knife. Now, it's a really cool knife. Like I said, what really sets this apart is a couple of different things. The first one is that really cool kind of scaling on the blade, and the other thing is it's a really cool looking knife. Like, look at the shape, look at the color of that. Like, you pick this up and it literally feels like picking up a piece of history, because it is history. But the people from that time period, about 5,000 years ago, they had neck knives just like this. Like, how amazing is that when you buy this product, not only are you buying a very cool, unique piece, like I said, it has a beautiful old look to it. Like, this knife looks like it's timeless. Like, it won't go out of style like some of the modern day knives. It's just a really unique piece. And it's a piece of human history, right? And the neck knife itself is a piece of human history. So that's really cool. Now, don't go taking this and trying to baton with it, because you're probably going to break it. You know, this knife is not designed for batoning with. It's not designed to take this. If you're unfamiliar with that, you take this and you put it in a piece of wood and you smack it down, and it's going to drive itself into the piece of wood like this, and it's going to split it. You will break the knife. I don't think there's a warranty that's going to cover that. But it's really neat for exactly what I showed you how to do. Exactly for making shavings. It's good for cutting rope. It's good for all the little tasks around a camp or your bush site that you need, right? Plus, it's small and it's unobtrusive. It's not like the ginormous K-bar that's like a miniature sword, I've been told. It's very small. So that's that. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Wolf from Barefoot Bushcraft. Please consider subscribing.